It's your boy Blackrue back with another top stock video. Um, Catch me every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the Benzinga channel, the Ruell Report. This one is going to be a really big report. We're going to be going over the Bored Ape Yacht Club on Monday at 7 p.m. I know it sounds weird. Catch me on the Benzinga channel for that. And before we get into it, a little branding. Mad respect for my boy Scott on that intro. If you want some snazzy intros like that, check him out on nerdface.com. That's nerdface.com. And let's get into it. So, we're trying something a little different this week in that um, I'm sure you guys are all aware of the Biden infrastructure plan where he plans to fix roads and kind of just get us ready for the 21st century with like 5G electrical vehicle stations and all this. Um, one way you can play it, one way I'm choosing to play it, is by ETFs. And I found a couple ETFs by Amplify that seem to fit the bill. So one is called Detox, which I think is an awesome ticker name, DTOX, because it's all about cleaner living. Another one is called BATT, because it's all about lithium and battery technology. But let's check out the holdings. Here are the holdings of Detox as of June 28th, and all of these are Biden infrastructure plays. We got Tesla here. Of course, Tesla's going to have their own charging stations for their Tesla vehicles. We have Enphase, which does tons and tons of infrastructure work and solar work. Sunrun here, SunNova, and we also have EV plays such as Li Auto, which is Chinese like EV auto type stuff. And here we have Beam Global. They're also big players in the whole electrical charging area, as well as Blink charging. So I can go in on all of these, but I like you guys to just check it out. It's Amplify ETFs, Detox Holdings, and one other notable Green Power Motor. They're doing electrical buses, which is something else Biden directly mentioned in his plan about having EV buses. So this is a nice way to just play the entire plan, the entire infrastructure plan, without having to buy these stocks all on your own. You can just buy this ETF and continue to invest in this ETF and call it a day. Um, Another one to look at is battery. As you know, if you've been watching my videos, I am very highly invested in growth technologies, and I love the growth technologies, especially the EV technologies. So, if you look at this guy, and I really like this guy in that um, the actual partitions or the actual um, share of the ETF is mostly Tesla and Neo, whereas when you look at the other one we were talking about, there's nothing over 2%. So if you look at Detox, there's nothing over 2%. But if you look at BAT, Tesla's like 6%, Neo's 5%. So Neo, Xpeng, Lee, and they also have really good guys like Blink Charging. And if we go down here, they have even the lithium providers and the copper providers. They have Vale on here somewhere. Vale's one of the biggest providers of copper mining in the ever. So there we go, Vale, Indonesia. So these are two plays that I'm going to look at and just look at building my position in these guys because they're direct infrastructure plays and direct EV power plays. Now, the second thing that I'm going to look at, and this is for this week and beyond, are SPACs that are going to de-SPAC. A site that I really like to use is SPAC Tracks, and here coming up are CLII, which is going to be Volta charging, I believe. It's either Volta or EV Box. Let's check it out. This is going to be EVgo. And Volta is going to be... Oh, for some reason, it didn't get put on here. SNPR. And SNPR, as you can see, Volta charging. So I'm looking to play a lot of these SPACs that are going to de-SPAC coming up here very soon. Um, the big plays are Churchill Capital, which is going to be Lucid Motors. Lucid Motors is really looking to be a Tesla competitor in that space. They even had a Super Bowl commercial, and they're here to de-SPAC on the 22nd of July. They just announced that. They got a little pop-up from that. I'm probably going to expect them to run the whole way, to be honest with you, because they're probably going to bring out some data on where they are with pre-orders and where they are in the factory and whatnot. So, um, yeah. So big on CCIV, which is going to be Lucid Motors. Big on EVgo, which is CLII. There was also an announcement with CLII in which 7-Eleven said they're going to be one of the providers they're working with to get electrical vehicle charging stations at a 7-Eleven. So very big there. Catapult is one that just de-SPACed. But Catapult, the reason I really like this is they gave us quarter one earnings. And their quarter one earnings were something like 88% revenue increase. I think it shows it right here on our beautiful Benzinga Pro here. Oh, that's just a transcript. I just want the data. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Yep, right here. Sales up 88% year over year. So at the same time last year, they increased it by 77%. So really looking for this to pop up at least at some point over its previous high right here in June, which is about 1450. Also looking at IACA, which is going to be Taboola Digital Marketing. And if you look at some of Taboola's earnings, they've been growing at like 30% or more every quarter. So let's see here. So their EPS went from 46 positive from negative 1.78. Just high amount of revenue generated from this company, which is why I'm sure it was chosen as a SPAC. Also looking at FG&A, which is going to be a fintech company. And we're looking at DCRB, which is going to be Hyzon. Where is it? Yes, Hyzon Motors, another EV partner that's really, really high here on my list. And they're going to be doing like EV buses and things. So, very high on these guys. And if we look at THCB, which is going to be microvast batteries, their merger date is coming up soon as well. And all these merger dates you can find on SPACtrax. So THCB is going to be July 16th. DCRB is going to be July 15th. And CLII and IACA are going to be this week coming up. So IACA is going to be Monday, the 28th, and CLII is going to be July 29th. Also notable ones to watch are going to be APXT, which is going to be, God, I forget their name. Jeez, it'll come to me. And then Whole, which is going to be a space company. Let me just whip out my Benzinga Pro, and they'll tell me exactly the names of the company. Whole City, I believe, is Astra Space. Yep, okay. I remember that one, Astra. So, and then Apex is going to be, where is it? Oh, I already have that. Apex is going to be, one second here, it's taking a little while to load. Do, 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 do. AvePoint. Okay, so AvePoint, they're in the fintech space, and they do a lot of work with Microsoft as well. So just to recap, as far as the Biden plays we're going to make are Detox and BAT, their ETFs. And as far as the merging SPAC plays we're going to look at CCIV, CLII, APXT, IACA, FGNA, DCRB, THCB, SNPR, and HOL. And one thing to also note, I'm personally in this DSPAC ETF. It'll be really notable to monitor this to see if any of these guys make it to the DSPAC holdings list. So we look at this right here. This DSPAC holding list could almost be another Biden play because they have ChargePoint and they have ChargePoint to the level of like 4% of the fund. They have ChargePoint, EV materials, which is needed for all these different EVs and whatnot. Desktop metal. They have Velodyne LiDAR, so they have all the LiDAR plays. And QuantumScape, you can almost say this is another EV type um, infrastructure play here. But it'll be very interesting to see if these guys make it to the DSPAC ETF. So that would mean that a lot of hedge funds have a lot of faith in these guys. So we already know that hedge funds do have faith in them because a lot of these SPACs are started by hedge fund type people. But if they can get into the ETF, that's even greater for them. So catch you guys later. Please check me out on the Ruell Report this Monday. It's going to be a really, really important one. Um, all this information on the Board 8 Yacht Club is going to be really amazing to hear. Catch you guys later. Peace.